Hello everybody, welcome back. I am KRX and we are playing as Portugal in this beginner's guide to Europa Universalis 4. We have got good progress on our colonial province in Cape Verde, so we're colonizing Cape Verde, and hopefully we'll be able to springboard over to the Caribbean after that. We have beaten up on Grenada again, we've beaten up on Morocco, we've beaten up on Tlemcen, we've beat up on Tunis, we beat up on Marrakesh. We've beaten up on a lot of people in this region. We've dismantled their alliance networks and found the weakest links. We have a huge rebellion issue. Now that we are at peace and the wars have ended, we have a huge rebellion issue at the moment. Our stability overall is very good, but there's a lot of separatist unrest, right? The Grenadans are looking to rise up here. And we can read these provinces and look for these provinces and such. But we know that Granada is in this area anyway, so we just kind of inherently remember that this is Granada. And they're going to be rising up in these provinces. Now, this is actually 7 development here, so there's a good chance that some of them will spawn there, and some of them might spawn over here. Kind of a bummer. It's going to be 12,000 dudes. We do have transports right here, so we could land an amphibious assault. If they spawn in the fort, that's going to be good, because we'll be the defender if we fight them in the fort. So I think what we want to do is we want to put people preemptively on Almeria, and get ready for the rebellion that might trigger on Almeria, because these are both 7 development provinces. So that means it could spawn in either one of these provinces. We don't know which one it's going to spawn in. Usually it spawns in the highest development province that has that kind of unrest, that type of unrest. These guys as well, the Tlemcen Separatists, but the Grenadans are going to be triggering faster and sooner. We also got Moroccan Separatists that are looking to rise up against us as well. So we're getting these troops back to deal with that. We have loans. We are a little bit short on coring this province. We have uncored land. So we need to earn a little bit of admin before we can do that. We have our explorer that's not doing anything. So let's send them out to do something. Looks like we're still trying to kind of get these bits explored here. I don't know why that's taking so long, but I'm holding shift, right? I'm holding shift and I'm just kind of having these guys just wiggle through, go all the way around and sort of attack from all different angles here, so to speak, attack. And hopefully they will be able to explore the, because what we're doing is, right, we can see these colonies. Some of them we can click on, some of them we cannot. These are still terra incognita. So I want to make sure that we have our real pick of the lot here on the Caribbean once we start colonizing the Caribbean. It would be nice to increase the rate at which we could colonize, but I think we've already done the most we can. We've gotten an idea for it. We'll continue to get more ideas that will help us go faster in the future. But we also got the benefit from the Merchant Guild, right? The Merchant Guild gave us Grant New World Charter. That gave us plus 10. So we're benefiting from that right now. We can actually ask the Merchant Guilds for a little bit of ducats, which is pretty nice. But their influence is not quite as high as I would like it. I'd like their influence to be a little bit higher. So we can increase our influence by grabbing an admiral from their ranks. Or we could actually look and see, are there provinces that are actually good trade center provinces that would be good to give to the merchants? We could give this to the merchants. We give Tangiers to the merchants. And that will increase their influence pretty significantly, actually, and make them a little bit happier too. So we're going to ask for money. Now we're getting more money. Now we're getting 150. We can actually use that money to pay off one of these loans, which is kind of nice, the more expensive loan there. We could actually pay off both loans, but I'm worried that we're just going to take more loans unless we can figure something out economically here. We do not have Fez rebels, so I'm going to mothball this fort. And I'm going to mothball the Lisboa fort, which it already is mothballed. So we're only paying for the fort in Granada, which is important because we know those guys might actually rebel against us. So that makes sense that we're paying for that. We are paying for advisors, and these advisors I think are really good, and they're also increasing our skill in these different areas. In fact, I'd like to get more advisors. We just can't afford these guys at all. What we could do is we could lower the fleet maintenance, but that still wouldn't help us by itself. We're paying a little bit of ducats in interest, so paying back that loan would help us in that sense, but we'd still be losing money, so another loan would be inevitable, unless we can figure something out here. I mean, ideally, like you'd potentially maybe increase like trade value, which would require us to build more light ships. We do have, okay, we can build more light ships. That'll help us start making a better sort of profit there. That's good. Glad we checked on that. Glad we checked on that. So we need more light ships protecting trade in Seville so we can build up our power here and make more money from Seville. We have 9% here. Most of it's already getting pushed over to Seville, so I'm not really worried about sending our merchant over there. But if we get another merchant, that'll help. That'll really help. Castile wants a royal marriage. Absolutely, Castile. We're good friends with Castile. How are our alliances doing right now, actually? We're allied to England. England is getting completely ravaged right now by rebels. They are going through the War of the Roses, it looks like. What we could do is we could butter England up, though, just to make them extra happy here. That could be a good thing. We could be building up a spy network on Tunis. But the only thing we'd be able to claim was this province. We've already claimed this province. Is there anything down here that we need claims on? Yeah, we need claims on Tlemcen. Big time. We've lost like all of these claims for some reason against Tlemcen. And we need claims on these guys. That's right. We do need to be building up spy networks. Oh, these guys are at war with Morocco. Oh. They actually, wow, interesting. Okay, so Morocco's about to be removed, which is kind of unfortunate, because that was kind of our ins against Granada. So these guys are getting more powerful. We need to build a spy network against them and cut them down a little bit, I think. We need to get we already have a claim on these guys, a permanent claim, I think, on these guys because of a mission we took, right? So we have claims on these dudes, and we could attack these guys anytime we want. They have no alliance network, but we're trying to sort of restabilize our country right now. And likewise, we know the Granadan Separatists are about to rise up, so let's start getting these troops across the river to Almeria. Can Almeria support this many troops? Supply limit is 23. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. We're one below our force limit, which is okay, because we're not really making much money right now. So the fact that we're below our force limit is... Okay, these guys are still 100% durability. I kind of feel like maybe we're not pushing them to the limit enough here. Because they seem to be exploring all this without fail, and without taking damage, right? That's the only thing we're really worried about, is we don't want these ships to actually sort of die out here, away, without supplies. Okay, the revolt did actually spawn in Almeria. We are defending there. That is the mountain, so that'll be a good defensive position for our troops. Good, good, good. That means the Granadan Separatists are taken care of. We are now moving over to dealing with the Tlemcen Separatists. Where are they going to pop up? We have a map mode for unrest. We can see there's an immense amount of unrest here. Those are the Moroccan Separatists. These are the Tlemcen Separatists. Now, we can check we need to check the development of these provinces. They're all 7. No, we don't know where they're going to spawn. We don't know where they're going to spawn. They might just spawn in the one that has the most. I don't know. The most unrest. Which is going to be wherever our troops aren't standing, unfortunately. So what we should do is we should position ourselves in any non-defensible terrain. These are drylands. These are drylands here. Down here in the low bits near the water. This is highlands, so we need to stand in the highlands to make sure that if they spawn in the highlands, we're defending it. And then if they spawn here, we can just attack into the drylands without much of a penalty. So that'll work out for us, I think. We did take another loan. We did take another loan. Does that mean we have 2 loans now? We do have 2 loans now. Guys, I'm not going to lie. One of the good things that we can do to save money, one of the big things we can do is... we cannot pay for our army, right? But we need to pay for our army if we have unrest. That's the balance there. That's the balancing act. Tunis is no longer a valid rival. It says that we need to select a new rival. No, I'm not going to select Castile. I'm not going to select Castile. It's saying that it wants us to rival Castile. We're not going to do it. Nope, I refuse. I refuse. Castile is our ally. Castile is our ally. Now, there's plenty of people in the world that like would be a sort of a relevant or sufficient ally, or rival. I mean, sorry, but the thing about them is they probably. This is kind of annoying, guys. This works a little bit differently if you have the DLCs. I will say that much. So it's kind of a bummer that we're doing what we're doing here, but I guess it kind of is what it is. But just sort of holding shift. I'm holding shift and really getting some big progress there on that. That's probably going to be very... I don't know if you're going to be able to get down there too, but if you can, great. And then why don't you come back and dock on our colony. We don't have a valid rival besides Castile. That is a problem. Now, hopefully that'll update. Like, hopefully it'll allow us to, like... I mean, I would rival... Sorry, I keep saying ally. I would rival France before Castile, right? Or the Ottomans or something would be nice, right? The fact that Tunis isn't valid, I call hogwash on that a little bit, to be honest. This is bad. We're getting a Roman fever is striking the colony. I don't want to play administrative to help with that. I'm just gonna do the 15 down there, and just slow that down a bit. That's unfortunate. That is super unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Who else are you guys at war with? You guys are at war with Granada. That's going to be a while before you guys can actually sort of take that piece of land, but they're just going to sit at war for a long time. For a long time. Looks like Mazab is actually growing. Mazab is actually making a go at it. Mazab is actually kind of an interesting nation because they actually have a different flavor of Islam. They're a body. They're a body. So they actually like a lot of these nations around here actually don't like Mazab. Even though because they're not Sunni. They're heretics compared to the Tunis or Moroccan or these other nations here. So the fact that Mazab is actually sort of breaking out here, and Mazab only starts with these two provinces. So the fact they're growing, breaking out here, that's interesting. That's part of because of what we're doing, right? We're crippling the region over here. Yeah, no. We're not going to rival Castile, guys. I'm telling the AI that as much as anything else. Those ships are fast. Those ships are getting it done, though. I will say that much. Castile, I'm going to take a little sneaky peek here to see what they're doing. They do have exploration ideas. They have 1-point exploration. They do not have a colonist yet. They do not have a colonist yet. It would have been really nice to kind of body block them a little bit. But I think what they'll do is they'll probably colonize this province or this province. And then they'll probably work down into Africa. And then they'll jump from Africa to Brazil. It's usually what Castile does. They don't quite have the same range that we have. So we have a little bit more ability to get further. Looks like the next rebellion is going to be... These guys, we're going to have to take care of these guys, actually, unfortunately. These guys are going to siege down our own land. Wow, they actually gave that back to Morocco. That's so interesting. That's so interesting. But we're going to have Moroccan Separatists popping up soon, I think, right? 90%. Let's get them over here. Get them over here. None of these look like particularly defensible areas. So we'll just stand in the one with the highest development and hope for the best. But see, this is what I'm talking about here. These guys are about to come into our territory, which is not good. Missionary strength, that's good, right? Getting more missionary strength. Tolerance of heretics, that's fine. We don't really care much about the heretics. These guys are heathens down here, not heretics. So this is all kinds of good stuff here. All kinds of good stuff. We actually do, speaking of papal influence, we have 75 of it. We could save for the stability, or we could actually, that's right, the Pope is our friend. We got to butter up the Pope a little bit. We could get some tax modifier. That could help us economically, because obviously we're in dire straits economically. We actually have almost 2% inflation. It might be worth buying that down. Because we could spend administrative power to buy down inflation. I'm going to do that. Because that's actually going to help just in terms of how much we have to pay for things, right? It's going to reduce the cost of all of these maintenance costs and everything. It didn't help us that much, but I just wanted to kind of get that down because it was kind of scary to me. And it doesn't go down any other way unless you have an advisor. The only way that's really going to go down is with special technology ideas. With a special advisor, this is an inflation guy here that we cannot afford, right? He's a 3.5 per month. No way we can afford that guy. We're barely affording this guy that's 1 ducat per month. The inflation, the Pope gives you an inflation reduction thing, though, that you can hit. We can gain some mercantilism, which is good, or boosting trade power. But I think for the most part, we're actually just going to get this. We might get this national tax modifier. Stability is really, really good. So I'm going to hit that button, and I'm just going to hope, cross our fingers, and hope that that's maybe going to put us over the edge here for making money. We're only a ducat away from making money. Once these rebels are taken care of, we can not pay for our army. We can make money, and that'll be good to go. Yep, see, these guys came up here and did their thing. Marrakesh is beating up on Morocco. It'll be interesting to see if Marrakesh actually takes land up there or not. Man, Morocco's having such a rough game. Such a rough game. Just double checking that rival thing. I do not want to rival Castile. We're not doing it. We're not doing it, guys. Castile's our ally. That's weird that the game's actually being so adamant about that. I'm a little bummed by that, to be honest. Let's keep exploring Africa a little bit. We have a good amount of exploration done in the Caribbean. It'd be nice if there's a way to just have them automatically explore in the base game, but the mission system that you get for the explorers is really, really cool, but it comes with El Dorado DLC. It's definitely, I know it's kind of weird because we're doing Portugal. It seems like that's super important. It's not if you're playing as like any other nation in the game. It's just that there's certain nations that are very heavy colonizers, and it does really, really kind of help for those nations for sure. Algiers looks like it's a relatively valuable one. We could try to state this. We could double check how many states we have available. We have tons of states available. We only have 6 states right now out of 17. We need to state more of this land. That is going to cost us administrative power, though, to do this. So I don't know if we're actually going to have the means of doing this right away. 200? I don't know if that's enough. Barely. It's saying we can state more things, but 7 development, 5 development, 5 development. Those are all pretty low value. There we go. There's our state map mode, guys. So I just made sure that we had a state map mode down here so we can check our states. So these are territories that we don't control that are part of states that we have, right? This is an uncompleted state. Uncompleted state. Same with here and here and here. So by taking these provinces, we'll directly get a lot of power from these provinces. These are territories that we have in yellow that are not stated. So we're kind of noticing that this is all kind of mostly junk land, although we did say there was a gold mine here. There is a gold mine here in this province. And you can just kind of like go looking for gold by just clicking on different sort of trade goods in the trade good map mode. And we can see Castile actually has a gold mine, but gold mines are pretty rare. And gold mines work differently. They literally just give you cash. It looks like we have a chance. It's a question mark down here means there's a chance to get gold in these provinces. Is there? Tropical wood. No, it's just saying we don't know what's going to spawn. Here we go. Here are some places we could find gold here if we colonize there, but it's just a chance. You never know what you're going to really get. Only a 4% chance to get gold. Not great. Not great. Whereas there's a much higher chance to get gold in Mexico if we can work our way up into Mexico. There's quite a bit of gold over there. So actually, we probably do want to state this one, so we might as well do it now. But for the most part, guys, I think honestly, obviously we're not going to end the episode quite yet. It's still a little bit early here. But you guys know all the things. Like, you guys know what's going on. We're just here hanging out, clicking some buttons, going through the process. I'm using the spy network that we built up on these guys, right? To get some claims so that we can go to war with them. We don't have claims. We do have one claim on Marrakesh. It'd be nice to get a claim on this province here too. So let's build up on Marrakesh. We do need to make sure we're going toward enough to prevent people from building a coalition against us, right? We don't want them to form a coalition against us. Mazab is getting beat up by Tunis, unfortunately. Mazab, I don't think, is going to be able to win that war. Mazab just has no allies. Again, remember how I said that Mazab was a different flavor of Islam? That means that they can't get alliances very easily, and that's why they usually die. So the fact that they were able to get this much land is impressive. But unfortunately, this land is just going to be fed into it's just going to be fed into Tunis, unfortunately. It is interesting to see that that the Mamluks have snuck down into here and taken Fezzen, and now they're sort of bumped up against Tunis, and Tunis is very vulnerable. The Mamluks might actually decide to attack Tunis, potentially. That's interesting. That is interesting. We're just moving and grooving here. We're making our administrative power, working on getting up some new technologies. We are enjoying the fact that I think we are officially making money, but what I just realized is we need to be, because we're not at war and things are sort of just stabilizing a little bit, we can not pay for all the forts. So we can decommission that. We can not pay for the army. And guys, we're back to making some big money. Try to look for a good province that has a lot of supply limit. So even as the weather changes, we won't have a problem there. We are renewing loans because we haven't built up quite enough cash on hand to pay back those loans. But there we go, guys. We're going. We are moving and grooving here. We've lost claims on... okay, we've lost the claims on the Granada here. So let's actually make sure we get that back. Let's make sure we get that back. Build a spy network on Granada. Is there anywhere else we've lost claims? Didn't we have a spy network against Morocco at one point? I think we need to get up to 35 with these dudes to get the next one because we have 3 right now. So it's 20, 25, 30, and then 35. And then these guys here, we need to get them to 25 because we already have a claim. I'm just remembering that we have a claim down here. These are permanent claims along this coast, part of our mission. In fact, speaking of our missions, have we checked on those yet? Guys, I forgot about this. We have a mission over here that we can complete that'll give us settler chance, and we get prestige. That's good. So let's hit that so that this settlement will go faster now. We should have done that a while ago. Expand the buffer zone. We completed this. Conquer Tangiers. That'll give us a lot of additional local unrest modifiers, which, man, that would have been nice a while ago. That's fine. We've expanded the buffer zone. There's a bunch of other things we can work on. A lot of these are colonialism based. Colonize West Africa. What do we get for this? Just a free explorer and some diplomatic power. So what it wants us to do historically is to colonize West Africa here and then jump over to the New World. That's kind of what it's telling us to do. Go westward. So there's a lot of good missions that we can do here that are going to be contingent on getting a colony in West Africa, which I think we are going to want to do that. So I don't think we want to completely ignore that. Acquire subjects. I think we're probably not going to have multiple vassals. We're just kind of taking the land for ourselves. So we might not actually work down this path, and that's okay. We don't have to do everything here. It's saying have a high income. We're very close to actually having that high income. Very close. We're only about a ducat away, half a ducat away. So if we can get that, that'll give us a good construction cost reduction so we can build buildings. Once we do that, well, building buildings will be really, really nice. In fact, building buildings right now would help us get a higher income. Have we built some buildings yet? We've actually already built some good buildings, but there's some good ones to build yet still. Yeah, lots of these, right? Anything that's over a 0.1 usually is really good. Like Fez would be a great temple. Lisboa would be a really good workshop. So there's plenty of places where we could build buildings. Marketplaces increase trade power. Lisboa would be a pretty good one. That'd be 13 additional trade power in the civil node. Holy cow, that's not bad. Porto as well. These are some good buildings to build potentially, but we have loans right now, right? So I think it makes sense that we pay back these loans. We have a lot of money, so converting these provinces won't be too terribly awful. That is going to create a little bit of unrest, but we've had so much recent unrest that it should be able to actually kind of keep most of it down for a bit. Moroccan Separatists are rising up again, just because I guess it's their time to just sort of jump on us one more time. There we go. We have just finished a colony. We have finished a colony. We have an available colonist. This is now our this is a province. This is our province. Hoorah! Let's go. It's now providing us 1 base tax, 1 production, 1 manpower. Which isn't much, but there you go. We can look at our colonial range and we can hit the Caribbean. I repeat, we can hit the Caribbean. That's exciting. There's all the trade goods are just barely out of range though. Barely out of range. The trade centers, I mean, right? Because those are really valuable, important provinces to get these different centers of trade. But we can at least sort of we can sort of leap off of the Caribbean here. So these are all part of the Caribbean. I'm kind of wondering if any of these have like sort of a lower amount of aggression or natives so that we won't have to worry as much about that. St. Martin. 10 development. These are 10 development provinces over here. That is insane. That is insane. What we're going to need to do, though, is we're going to need to take over a singular guy, basically. And he's going to have to sit over there and defend the province. Yearly prestige. I mean, money's important right now, but I think getting that yearly prestige might actually be okay. So let's take a single troop. Let's give him a single transport. And this one guy is going to zoom across here to St. Martin and land. This 1,000 troop they're gonna live there. Unfortunately, we do probably need to raise our maintenance a tad so that when those guys rebel, when they rise up, natives encountering our colonies. Okay, so this is, we can repel the savages. We can present a trade proposal where we gain base tax. We will trade with the natives, profit from it. This basically means, so what will happen here is we'll be able to grow the colonies faster, but we'll have to fight back the natives. But it leads to faster colony growth. We could just increase the base tax by 1 by paying some ducats. I don't really want to pay ducats, or we could just sort of live and let live. We'll have a higher chance of assimilating the natives. Allow them to live in peace. So we don't get the benefits of the faster growth or the extra development. I think we're going to actually, you know what? I think we've already sort of mentally prepared ourselves to repel the savages. So that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, this is a problem here. This is an annoying problem. We have rebels over here in this Mazab area. These rebels are actually going to potentially move over to our land, right? Because some of this is controlled by, some of this is Tlemcen land, Tlemcen cores. So these rebels here are Tlemcen Separatists, and hopefully they go east, but they might go west, so we need to kind of set our troops up and be prepared for that. Envoy travel time minus 24% global tariffs. This is not great for us right now, but we're working towards some very important things. We're getting progress up here. It takes 3 ideas, any 3 ideas to get one of these things to unlock. So that's going to be production goods, which is really good. That's going to be more money. And this one right here is settler chance, plus 6.2%. That's going to be really, really nice. This will give us a larger naval force limit. That's actually really nice because that's going to tie into a larger navy, more light ships, more trade power, more money. It looks like some people have discovered our presence. That's right. We actually technically already have plenty of progress on these spy networks here. So let's go. Let's get the claim on Grenada there. We already have the claims on Marrakesh. No, we don't. Wait, what? Oh, wait, we lost the free claims down here? When did that happen? I guess they expired. So they might have expired, right? We had free claims, but they might have expired. So we do actually need to build up a little bit more on Marrakesh to get all the claims down here. We need to build on one up on Sus. So those have expired, unfortunately. If we come over to here, though, I think we should be able to make some more claims. But I think that'll basically be it for these guys. So we have, on these dudes, we have 4 provinces that we can take in war. And I think that'll probably be kind of quote, quote, good enough. Because it's going to be more and more costly to get those claims. They did walk down here. It's annoying. Okay, so we got to fight these dudes here. I kind of want to be buttering up the Pope, because it's been a while since we've done that. It's been a while since we've done that. England loves us. Castile loves us, but we could top off Castile just to make them extra happy. Because it looks like they're only at like a 150. We can keep them at 200, and we probably should. Okay. Brittany is attacking and calling us into a war against... Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, I don't feel like fighting France. Who's the aggressor in this? France is attacking Brittany. France is attacking Brittany. I do not want to get into this war. France would come in and terrorize us. I think, unfortunately, Brittany, so long. We haven't done this yet, but Brittany's our ally. The only reason why we had Brittany as an ally is because we wanted an heir. We wanted an heir, so we royal marriaged them. Goodbye, Brittany. Good luck. Decline. So unfortunately, that is going to create a little bit, that is going to ruin our diplomatic relations for a little bit. Our diplomatic reputation, I mean, is taking a hit because of that. So we're not getting any benefits. People know that we're a little untrustworthy now because of that maneuver there. Okay, these rebels have been beaten back. Let's move them back to Tangiers. So I think we're going to get Moroccan Separatists soon. Potentially, actually, they might rise up in Fez. So let's turn the Fez fort back on. Whoop, we weren't there in time. We were not there in time. Although I think if we get there, we'll still be the defender at least. Yeah, we're still defending. The rebels are getting a big negative modifier for fighting in the mountains. But we should have had that fort online much sooner. Much sooner. So the rebellions are over. Rebellions are over. It is saying that in Tangiers, though, there is a little bit of a rebellion there. But we're standing on Tangiers, so we're fine. Let's lower the army maintenance. Oh, we're actually finally making good positive income even with the army being paid for. This is good. Money's going up. Money is going up as we speak. But I'm going to lower it down a bit still. And it looks like we might actually be able to pay back one of our loans. Now that we're making money, I'm happy to do that. That should lead to making more money. There we go, guys. There we go. We've stabilized our economy. We can get the claim down here on Sus. Our leader has died. That's good. I'm going to say that's good because this leader is better than the last one we had. We did lose stability because of that, though, unfortunately. There is going to be a personal union on monarch death, so that's not good. We want to make sure that we have the royal marriages with the people that we can have royal marriages with, like England. So let's regain the royal marriage with England. That's going to increase the chance that we can get an heir. We just lost 1,000 dudes. We just lost 1,000 dudes because we weren't paying them enough maintenance to be ready to fight. I thought that would be enough to beat the natives. Apparently not. Apparently not. Yeeh. Let's send 2,000 more and hope it's going to be a while before the natives can actually rise up against us again. So we're just going to land 2,000 dudes on that. Hopefully beat them up. They have about half their maintenance, so that should be good enough. Plenty of manpower. We don't have money. We need money. So yeah, we do have this big flashing thing. We do not want our leader to die right now. Our leader's only 28 years old, so it's not likely that they will. We're definitely not going to make them into a general because that would increase the likelihood that they could die. We could roll new generals. We could also get another military technology, which will be good, especially if we're going to be fighting these natives, and that should put us ahead of the natives. We did decisively beat the natives here, which is good. So now we have 2,000 dudes in St. Martin sort of defending the colony. That should be plenty. That should be plenty. We won't have to lose more guys this way. Some of our advisors are dying, so we could replace them. Land maintenance modifier guy. This makes our armies cheaper, so that'll be good. So he kind of pays for himself while we still get that beneficial military power from him. Guys, for the most part, we're looking good. We're making money. We do need to get an heir, but there's nothing we can do to actually sort of have that happen. That's just going to sort of passively happen. Guys, this is looking good. We have that last loan, right? But we are making money, so we're going to pay it off soon. Soon. Guys, thanks everybody for watching. I think we're going to pause this one here. Oh, Castile's getting a royal marriage with us. Great. So we can easily go to war with these guys whenever we want. We don't have a truce. We can attack Sus, which has no allies. Sus has no allies. They only have 4,000 troops. We could get down there easily. And we could attack these dudes. And then I think for the most part, allied with Fez? Allied with Fez? Fez is an independent nation. We own Fez, but they have a nation right here. So we could actually, Morocco's one province, Fez is one province. All these different little nations that we could come and beat up and sort of break apart their alliance networks and take their land and stuff. So North Africa is ripe for the taking. Morocco will soon be ours entirely. Thanks everybody for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. But honestly, guys, you guys are ready. You guys are ready. You guys have, at this point, you guys could definitely be probably playing the game and enjoying the game. At this point, it's more just kind of repetition, right? Going to war, going through the thought process. When do we declare? How do we assess the enemy's troops and their capacity to defend against our armies? How do we wheel and deal? How do we find the weakest alliance and weakest link in the alliance chain, right? Like all these things are just things you're doing over and over again for the entirety of the game until you accomplish your goals. What are your goals? Who knows? I mean, part of our goal, I think, is just colonizing the Caribbean and colonizing the New World. Part of our goal is beating up North Africa. Maybe it's eventually turning on Castile. You know, there's so many things we could do, but guys, for the most part, I think you guys, we got it. We got it. We've stabilized our country. We're doing well. It's 1487. We've embraced the Renaissance, and we've gone through pretty much all the core concepts of this game. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.